Hello, Leigh here. Welcome to Nothing to Wear. Now, today I've got Sally McKinnon joining me. She's called Styled by Sally on Instagram, and you probably follow her. She's got 250,000 followers, and she shares the best tips, style hacks, what to buy, what not to buy. And so today I'm going to ask her about what's in and what's out. Obviously, we can wear anything we want, but are we still doing the French tuck? Are we fully tucking? Are we untucking? What are we doing with our socks? She's going to help us get ready for this autumn-winter.
You have to do it. You live for fashion.
Sally, welcome back. How are you?
I'm well, thank you, Leigh. Thank you for having me back.
Thank you. Honestly, the audience loved your first episode. It was quite a while ago now, so we'll link it in the show notes. But since then, I call you my TV show. Well, people I watch on Instagram TV show. You're one of my favourite shows to watch. You're live.
That's nice.
Anyway, let's start with a few questions about you before we get into the topic. What is your biggest fashion impulse purchase you've ever made?
Oh, well, this was a really interesting one to think about, Leigh, because I'm really not a very impulsive person. I'm actually a very considered shopper. And I guess because of what I do as a personal stylist, personal shopper, I'm in the shops every day. So I see so much. When I first started my styling business over 15 years ago, I literally would find it really hard to leave a personal shopping session and not buy something myself.
Yes.
Like, it was terrible.
Can you teach a side class of how to not buy something all the time?
Yeah, pretty much. So I've learned to be much more considered, sleep on things, think about things overnight, etc., etc. So I have to say, I don't really have any major regrets with things that I've bought previously. But one almost purchase that was an absolute splurge at the time were the Valentino rock stud kitten heels.
Remember that?
I don't know what it was, because I'm not a sexy dresser, but there was something about them that just felt so cool and different and
But
interesting.
I can already imagine how you would have styled them. Like, they would be phenomenal on you.
Baggy jeans,
Yes.
kind of a bit juxtaposed, a bit masculine, feminine.
Yes, love.
Anyway, being a size 42, 11 shoe, it's not easy to come by designer shoes. And also these were a lot of money, but I could see that they were available in a size 42 at All Place Harrods online, so the British department store, which shipped to Australia. I pulled the trigger on those. I was so excited. It was a huge purchase at the time. I'm going to say it was close to 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah. I reckon
Yeah.
that's when they blew up. And then,
Yeah.
a year or two later, every brand did a very similar vibe.
Exactly.
But for a moment there, it was like, must have those.
Yeah, and they probably were one of my very first designer shoe purchases. And I remember feeling sick, but I pressed purchase and I was so excited. And then I got the email to say, oh, we're sorry, these shoes are out of stock. I then proceeded to purchase them another 3 times. But what ended up happening, I never got the Valentinos because they were never available in my size.
So a website would say they were and then would cancel it.
Yeah, and
So-
I did it 3 times. That's how desperate I was to get these shoes.
And
But
the universe wouldn't let you.
No, well, they were showing a 42 available, but clearly they weren't. So it was a discrepancy in their inventory. I emailed them. You know what? It was just never meant to be.
I was going
It
to
was
say,
never
honestly,
meant to be.
that was the internet and
Yep.
the universe telling you, no, these shoes are not for you. You felt a
Yep.
bit guilty. You felt a bit sick, but you would have rocked them, I can imagine. All right. So today we've received a dressing room dilemma, which is pretty funny but also, fashion's confusing. So they've said, so are we doing the half shirt tuck anymore, or is this trend over? So what I wanted to talk to you about is broadly what's in and what's out, because of course on Nothing to Wear and in real life, you can wear whatever you want. You can tuck, you can untuck. There are no rules. But let's start with the shirt tuck. The French tuck, so the front in and the out sort of back. Are you still seeing that? Do you do that? Are you a tucker? Are you an untucker? Talk to me about tucking.
I suppose for me personally, I mean, I started what I said I would do, and then I've kind of forgotten because I've got lots to go on. But over the summer break, I talked about maybe starting something called Untucked Tuesday, would you believe? So now we're kind of talking the opposite. So I'm actually experimenting, as I am today, with untucked looks.
Yes.
And just depending on my mood and what I'm wearing, sometimes I'll tuck, sometimes I'll completely untuck. But I've probably stopped doing that French/half tuck. I either I kind of commit either way. So I feel like I'm either committing to the full tuck or the complete untuck.
Interesting. And me too. But I used to be such a French tuck kind of gal.
Yeah, I think sometimes, like obviously if you're wearing kind of loosey-goosey on top and bottom, sometimes just a little front side tuck just helps to, obviously visually make your legs look longer, maybe draw the eye up, create a little bit of a waist. Like it's just about creating a little bit more balance in your outfit. But yeah, pretty much I'm either committing, it's either leaning really into the tuck with a full tuck or leaning completely away from tucking.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like at the moment, I've got high-waisted jeans on and just a plain UNIQLO tee and a belt. So I've tucked because otherwise it would feel a bit too, undone. But then I think Copenhagen fashion style influence for me. I've been doing sort of the sheer skirts, but then I'm definitely doing a shirt or a t-shirt untucked, basically to cover the undies.
The Copenhagen girls, they love a good untuck, don't they? They do not care whatsoever about showing off their waist.
It's so much easier to go to the bathroom. All right, the next one that we get asked a lot about, which irritates me sometimes because it seems to be a generational debate, socks. Socks seem to be everywhere. Well, you know how millennials wore ankle socks and that wasn't cool, but I'm seeing socks styled with, a ballet flat, a Mary Jane.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about a sock?
That is, now you're speaking my language.
It feels a bit advanced though.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So I started doing a lot of sock styling last year, socks and coloured tights. In fact, I've just ordered another 2 pairs for winter from this great company in Adelaide, so nice Australian-based. I've ordered a chocolate and a burgundy, of course.
Oh, yes.
Because I've got a beautiful red from them, which I wore heaps. But, yeah, I really got into socks last year. And 2 things I'll say about socks and stockings. It's a really interesting way to add a little bit of like literal visual interest to your outfit, a little bit of quirk, a little bit of personality, but it does divide opinions 100%, particularly when you show a sock with a sandal.
Yeah.
Which I love.
I
absolutely
do
love.
too. I do too. I've done it once or twice. I do feel a bit silly and I know I need to get that out of my head.
Yeah.
But I think for me, a sort of sock with a shoe, obviously not going to the gym, but a sock with a shoe in terms of like a flat or a winter thing, I really need time to plan out that outfit. It's not something I can just chuck on. I need to marinate in it.
Absolutely. And I think that's like anything in terms of getting dressing in your personal style. It should be considered. And so that's where I've built up a collection of socks that, if I've got something, so for example, I really love a red sock or a red pantyhose or a red tight. And so if you've got a red bag or a red shoe or something else red, a red belt, for example, then it's just a really lovely tie-in. And it just shows that your whole outfit is quite considered and curated.
Yes.
But I do appreciate that for some people it feels a little bit scary. And also some people are, the whole socks and sandals. It's not to say I'm not talking a Birkenstock sandal and a sock or a stocking. I'm talking about a beautiful elevated heeled peep toe sandal.
Yes,
or
like a cage sandal?
Yeah, something like that, or just something that's got like a simple strap over the front of the foot, over the toes, and then a strap around the ankle. I'm loving my, I love a good pump. I love a good pointed pump with like a slingback, and I'm loving slingbacks with pantyhose. And the advantage of it, Leigh, is that it really does extend the life of your shoes. So
it's true.
Once upon a time, sandals are for sandal weather, but why not wear a sandal in the middle of winter with a great tight rather than having to buy, a whole wardrobe of boots. So
because you're Melbourne based as well, that's a great way too where, a slingback's covered at the front, but your heels are a bit cold. But if you've got a beautiful stocking or a sock and it can look very cool. Do you know my trick for that? Because when I wear, a point with some stockings, it feels very slippery in the shoe.
Yes.
I stick a pantyhose to the bottom, like to the sole of the shoe inside, and then I put my a panty liner, panty liner, and then I put my stockings on, and I'm not slipping around.
I haven't tried that hack, Leigh. I will often, if I've got something really slippery, I'll put just one of those little gel cushions in and move that
I'm not
around
organised enough to have those. Matching sets. I want to talk about matching sets because for me, I think linen shorts and a shirt, very summery, but matching sets can be
A suit?
anything. A suit, that's right. But they have been having a huge moment. I generally think more summery. Are we still feeling a matching set? And how do we kind of do that for winter?
100%. I think a matching set in whatever form it takes, of whether it's, as you said, a summer linen shirt, linen short, whether it is a beautiful two-piece suit, whether it's a skirt and top blouse, whether it's a fun, colourful, Alamay inspired, cord. I just think they are something that every woman should have in their wardrobe because it's just foolproof. They're great for those days that when you're not feeling inspired with your wardrobe, nothing's kind of standing out. You put something on that matches and it's just so seamless.
Yeah.
So I think going into the winter months, in terms of matching sets that you'll see around. I mean, it can even be a beautiful knit and matching trouser.
Yeah,
a
I've got a
roll neck
beautiful
jumper.
knit and knit skirt that I've never in my head categorized as a matching set because, again, I'm thinking linen beach sets. But it's thought out, but the designer thought about it. I didn't. It's like putting on a dress, but a bit more stylish.
Exactly, and that's when you've got to look at it like that as well, that, they've put all the hard work into it. They have decided that, okay, this goes with this. And it's not only a really simple way to get dressed, but it's also, in my opinion, it's so chic. It's so chic and simple, and I don't think matching sets are going anywhere. And at the end of the day, really what it is, Leigh, is just tonal dressing. Wearing the same colour from head to toe.
But without having to try and find the right colour if they're not a matching set. And you've got other items you can then mix and match with your jeans, with your other stuff.
Absolutely, and that's the other beauty, is that the versatility to then mix and match the two individual pieces is separate. So it's a win-win in my books.
It's a no-brainer. They're going nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, we just touched on suits. So talk to me about oversized blazers because I will be buried in one.
I know.
But are we still doing this boxy fit, a silhouette slimming down? Is it about what we wear on the bottom? Because then I want to ask you about jeans, which are getting, that barrel voluminous. What's happening in the oversized blazer section?
Look, I think with any, like you open up your kitchen cabinet and you need to have a variety of ingredients to make a great pasta, etc. Your wardrobe is kind of the same. It's just good to have options. So whilst you might not be someone who wants an entire wardrobe of oversized blazers, it's good to have one or two. And then you might have variety so that perhaps when you do finally get on the barrel leg jean bandwagon and you then put your oversized blazer on and maybe feel that it's a little bit too overwhelming, that you can then put on a blazer, if blazers are your thing, that feels a little bit neater.
Yeah,
so it's just about having options in the wardrobe, but I honestly think once you go, I'm not sure that we're ever going back, or certainly not anytime soon. We're not going back to the Camilla and Mark Dimmer blazer that was restrictive, tight, fitted, short.
Yeah.
We're not going back to that. I think now that we've all started to wear more relaxed blazers on our body, we realise just goddamn how comfortable they are.
Yeah.
So there's that side of things as well.
It's funny you reference that one particularly because I love thrifting, and often I'm flicking through and I see a Camilla and Mark label and I'm like, oh my God, and I pull it out and I'm like, oh, I mean, it was beautiful, but it's that fitted, more kind of classic office silhouette that we used to wear. I'm like, can people start, getting rid of their oversized Camilla and Mark anytime soon?
That's right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they will be. I think, but also I think there's that fine line for a lot of people between oversized and ridiculously oversized. And so that's where I would say for someone like me, I'm very tall, so I can do that very oversized silhouette because it doesn't drown me. Whereas I would just say when I'm working with clients, I just use the term relaxed.
Relaxed.
Let's just
try
a relaxed blazer.
Yes.
There is a big difference.
There is a difference. That's a really good point to make in differentiation.
You can quote me on that.
I will be quoting you everywhere. Denim. We've been doing wide leg for a long time. I'm into it. I am obsessed with barrel leg or whatever we're calling it. It's also called carrot sometimes. Horseshoe. Yes. Yep. There's rumours that skinny's coming back, which I don't mind if people wear skinny. I've seen some really chic outfits, again, back with the sort of relaxed or voluminous tops. It looks great with a straight leg. So how are we going with denim? Does anything go?
Anything goes, Leigh, to be honest. I mean, it's quite interesting, this whole barrel leg jean because I actually got my first, I mean, I didn't even call them a barrel leg jean. I just, they were just this really interesting silhouette. The first ones I bought, which were coming up to 3 years ago from Alpha 60, who still do them, by the way. And I've got them in a beautiful indigo and black. And I wore them to meet Trini when she first came to Melbourne and reached out to me, and I met her.
Wow.
Yeah. So I had them on all the way back then.
Yes.
And I've done lots of content about the style of jean. And again, it's a little bit like the socks and sandals. People either love it or hate it. And then you get all the comments, oh, you look like you're bow-legged. I mean, who cares?
Who cares?
I just think that a bit like the blazer conversation that we just had, it's just about having variety in your wardrobe. It's like the tools in your toolbox. And whether you have a skinny pair of jeans, a barrel leg, a high-rise wide leg, a boyfriend style, it's great to have a bit of variety because you can kind of change up your look instantly with a great pair of jeans. But if you aren't on the barrel leg jean wagon, I don't think, like, I get asked a lot, which I'm sure you've had discussions too, Leigh, at Mamma Mia. Are they just a fad? Are they, will they be out in a year's time? I don't think so. I just think they're another silhouette to have in your wardrobe that you pull out when you want to put a look together, that kind of feels the way you want to feel that day. So
I agree.
Yeah, anything goes.
Anything
And they're so
goes.
goddamn comfortable.
I agree with you. I bought a pair of thrifted ones probably about 3 years ago when I was in Texas, in Dallas. And again, I didn't even know what they were. I mean, they have the best denim vintage over there.
Oh,
and I was looking back at old photos, and the reason, now I know they're barrel leg, but I just thought they were cool and vintage. And I don't have much of an ankle. I've got just it just goes leg, foot. And so the illusion of the balloony bit kind of gives me a bit of an ankle with a little kitten heel. And comfy. So I don't think they're going anywhere. They're just, they're peaking now, but they've always been around.
They have been around. And the other thing that I think, again, it's a bit of a myth, and I know one of our questions today is about, rules and things like that. But I think what women don't realise until they try on that style of jean, it is such a, and I'm claiming the word flattering because it's not a negative word.
No.
But they are so flattering on many women's shapes.
And because you dress women for a living, so it's not just on you. You've seen them on so many people.
100%, because they follow the curve, the natural curve of most women's bodies.
Agreed.
They're really beautiful jeans.
Pro barrel forever.
Yeah.
Talk to me about some winter shoes, specifically Ballet Flats. And I mean, I'm a loafer for life. I love loafers. I just find them more comfortable. Ballet Flats seem to be everywhere. There's even an offshoot like that athleisure wear ballet flat.
Oh, gross.
I love that you say that. I wanted to try and do it, and then I just felt silly, and I reminded myself that I don't have to do every trend.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I'll never say never, Leigh, but no, that doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah, it feels a bit flash in the pan for me.
And I love a bit of athleisure wear, but not those.
No, okay.
Yeah.
But a traditional ballet flat, I mean, they're always around.
I really love a ballet flat that covers a little bit more of the foot, almost a bit like I call it a glove style ballet flat.
Oh, is that what you call it? See, I call that area toe cleavage. So I say there's like no toe cleavage because it's coming up quite high.
Yeah, but I think that is so chic and polished.
And you can walk better. You don't have to kind of hold them on as much.
Absolutely. And then that style also lends itself much better to then doing a potentially a little fun sock or a pantyhose.
True. Without looking like you're dressed as a little girl or anything. Listen, we're going to jump to bougie and budget because this could become a TED talk, but I'm going to have you back soon. So we're just going to bring things that, on the theme of do's and don'ts, but things just we love or that are instant style updates or that kind of illustrate what we've talked about.
Yeah.
Let's start with bougie. Let's go high first. What's your bougie?
Well, this is a bit bougie then.
Good. I love it.
Funnily enough, I had no idea that we were going to talk about barrel leg jeans. So coincidentally, my bougie purchase, it was not my purchase, sorry, it's just a find, is the barrel jeans from Loewe.
Oh, don't.
But I've specifically chosen a beautiful indigo blue denim. And they are $1,072.
Oh, my God. If I won the lotto, I would go straight there.
Yeah.
Are they high waist?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. I'll send you the link.
No, don't send me the
no?
link. I mean, we'll put it in the show notes, but don't send it to me personally. Well,
Yeah.
my bougie is not bougie at all, but it's more expensive and less fabric than my budget. I'm going really good here. And it's funny because just as we started recording, I was buying this. So I haven't got it yet, but I clicked buy online because I have wanted a chocolate leather belt. And I wanted a real leather. And look, they're everywhere for, $120, $130. And I just thought, really? I mean, sure. But then I just chucked it into Google, didn't I? And I clicked purchase right as we started chatting, Sally, the Italian leather Garrison belt. It's men's from UNIQLO.
Well, I'm going to be clicking on that link when I see it.
It's so good. It's a beautiful sort of matte leather because some, affordable belts can sometimes look cheap.
Yeah.
And then a kind of just a little very simple brushed buckle of like a goldy bronze.
I was going to ask you what colour the buckle was.
Yes,
Yep.
well, the black has a silver, but no, the brown. And it is $49.95. I got a medium in the men's. I do find UNIQLO sizes quite small, so I'm sure that's fine. But I've got from my grandmother one of those traditional old belt hole punches that I inherited.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's got a wheel with all different, and you just punch a hole, and I just
Do
love
people
it.
borrow that from you?
No one knows I've got it because I wouldn't get it back.
They
It's
do-
so
they do
handy.
now.
They do now. All right, what's your budget?
So, okay, if the Loewe barrel leg indigo jeans at over $1,000 are a bit out of your budget, as they are mine,
Yes.
I suggest you head into your local Cotton On store this weekend for
Ooh.
their equally dark indigo barrel leg jean that is currently on sale
Oh my gosh.
and is $49.
Wow. How
No
much were
joke.
they full price?
$70.
Wow, I know.
Yeah.
See, they're everywhere, aren't they?
Yeah, I know. Good old Cotton On. I do
Okay.
think Cotton On do their denim is great.
Agreed. Honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, we all wish we could shop designer, but at the same time, even if I had the money, I probably wouldn't, bar one or two pieces because there's such great affordable fashion out there.
Yep.
Well, I wanted to bring something that I've been wearing untucked. It's from Big
Oh.
W. It's very cool. It's called the 1964 Denim Company Women's Shacket. When I wear it, it looks like a denim shirt, but it's that mid-weight that's really good for trans-seasonal. Not
Yeah.
quite a jacket, not quite a shirt. $35. I sized up. I actually got a 12, and it's so cool because I've been wearing it with a lot of sheer or sequin long skirts because the kind of heavier weight and casual, more
Yeah, nice.
masculine denim, but with a feminine bottom. I'm loving it. I don't
love
tuck
that.
it in. It's lightweight enough to tuck in if you did want to kind of do a double denim or a wide leg pant.
So you could button it up and wear it as a shirt.
Yeah, absolutely you could. But I button it up all the way anyway and wear it out because I just wear sort of little Lululemon bloomers under my sheer stuff. So I'm not going
Yeah.
to flash my full undies, but I still don't really want people to see what's under the skirt. So it just sits sort of past the bum. Lovely, not quite indigo, but quite a dark denim. So it's not too casual. And it's just
Yep.
the perfect medium weight. And it's $35.
So you could do that with the Cotton On barrel jeans.
Oh, my
Bargain.
God. Bargain.
There's your entire outfit.
While we save up for our fancy designer.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Sally, thank you so much for joining us. I feel like you and I'd love to sit next to you on a long haul flight because we could just
Yes.
talk fashion the
chat,
entire
chat.
time.
Yeah.
Please come back soon and thank you so
Love
much
to.
for joining me.
Thank you, Leigh.
Thank you.